Here we are in lesson 7-5 again. This is example 4. We're going to check for extraneous solutions. Here are some of the steps. Most of these are going to be involved in this problem. Sometimes you won't have to use the magic box when you factor. Sometimes when you check, both will work. Sometimes when you check, only one will work. But this is the basic steps we're going to be following, and you can follow along as we do this problem. We've got to isolate the radical expression, so I'm going to add 3 to the other side. So this is x plus 2 equals 2x plus 3. Now I'm going to square. You want to raise both sides to get rid of the square root. So I'm going to square everything, both sides of the equation. That's what happens when I write that 2 over there. So when I square something squared, the x plus 2 drops out. But when I square this side, I can write it like that. Remember, a binomial squared, we have to write this twice, and then we have to actually FOIL all this stuff out. Okay? So I'll do this for you slowly so you can watch and hear it. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. And then outside and inside is going to be the same thing. 2x times 3 is 6x. 3 times 2x is 6x. So I have 2 of those 6x's to add together to be 12x. And then the last term, 3 times 3 is 9. Left over here with the x plus 2, I have to subtract x from right here and subtract 2 from right here to bring those over. And we get 0. That's how the only way we can factor is if one side is equal to 0. 4x squared minus 11x plus 7. Now, here is a trinomial to factor. Because the leading coefficient is 4, we have to use the magic x and then the magic box. So this is a review of all that stuff we learned in chapter 5. Drop that number there. 4 times 7, the first times the last. 4 times 7 is 28. Now we're looking for 2 numbers that add up to be negative 11 but multiply to be positive 28. Okay? In this case, it's negative 4 and negative 7. Okay? So these are the 2 numbers that go into the magic box. So the 4x squared always goes top left, and the 7 always goes bottom right. So we have negative 4x right here, and negative 7x right here. Now factor. All you got to do is factor out one and then divide to find the other one. Well, there's nothing that goes in here that's common, so we're just going to say this is going to be a minus 1. What comes out of here is an x. And we divide. What's the GCF here? Well, it's going to be 4x. And what's the GCF here? Because this one is negative, we want this one to be negative. And so our 2 binomials are 4x minus 7 and x minus 1. Now the zero product property, remember we learned a trick on this on chapter 5 as well. So take the opposite of this, divided by that. So x is going to be 7 over 4, and x is going to be equal to 1. Now we're not going to go through all the effort to plug these back into here to check, but suffice to say 7 over 4 does not work, and so the 1 does work, and x is going to be the only answer. 7 over 4 is the extraneous answer, if there's a question like that on the test.